Trump's Epstein problem is not going away, which I sort of figured, these things play out and then he does some other absurd thing and everyone forgets the last thing that he did. But actually it's getting worse because we've learned now that it's not just 1 minute missing from the Epstein prison video that was released where Pam Bondi said, oh, that's just a kind of camera that always deletes 1 minute at that exact time of day every day, which didn't make any sense and wasn't true. It turns out there's actually 2 minutes and 53 seconds missing from the video outside Jeffrey Epstein's cell on the night that he was killed. Is 2 minutes and 53 seconds enough time to go in, kill him, and get out? Yeah, it is. So there's that. And then you have, I think about this, if there is, you're innocent until proven guilty, but you're refusing to release the video. There was only an 18-minute gap in the Watergate tapes that led to Richard Nixon resigning. Let's think about some other precedents here. So Kamala Harris did an interview with 60 Minutes, and Trump is suing CBS, and CBS is going to settle with him, or maybe they already have, some huge amount of money because they edited one of Kamala Harris's answers to a question. This is very common journalistic practice. I used to do this all the time when you're interviewing someone and the answer makes them sound bad, or they use improper grammar. I would fix it. You're not trying to make people look bad. But 60 Minutes then released the full unedited answer that Kamala gave to the question they asked, and it was nothing. You're like, nothing burger. I see why they cut it down. She kind of rambled a little bit and it wasn't necessary, and they're trying to fit it within 60 minutes, hence the name of the show. But even though that's standard journalistic practice, and Kamala didn't say anything that was the least bit scandalous, they're going to pay him the bribe money that he's seeking. Remember when Trump would go on and on forever before the first nightmare about Obama not having a birth certificate and all those things? And finally, President Obama called a press conference and he said, here it is. This is my birth certificate from whatever the Hawaii, he was born in Hawaii on Honolulu. And here's the name, and here it is, and I'm releasing the official birth certificate. There you go. Now, I don't have time to take questions. I've got something to do. And he left, and then he issued the order to go in after Osama bin Laden, who they had just found. There was no story there, and the way he killed it was he released. I mean, we all know Hawaii is I'm not sure if Trump wasn't sure, is Hawaii a state? I don't know I don't know what the confusion was, but Barack Obama was born in Hawaii. That is a state. It has been for years. And Obama killed the whole thing by releasing the birth certificate. This is very simple. If you want to kill the Epstein story, you don't do it by telling people, stop talking about Jeffrey Epstein. You do it by releasing the files. It's very simple. And if Trump has nothing to hide, great, release it and we'll move on to something else. Here's what I'm afraid is going to happen, and this is based on some reporting I heard this morning out of Mexico. Apparently, Trump is considering sending Marines into Mexico, ostensibly to go after drug cartels. Well, first of all, you can't send troops into another sovereign nation without permission. That is essentially what you're doing, is invading that country. I don't care the reason. You're invading that country. You cannot invade I'm sorry. Congress doesn't do its job anymore. The Supreme Court doesn't do its job anymore. Yeah, I guess he can invade Mexico tomorrow if he feels like it. The only real reason he would do it is to distract from the Epstein story. Look, this is the guy who was going to get us out of foreign wars. America first. He lost a little excursion with the Houthi rebels in Yemen because Pete Hegseth decided to send out their war plans on Signal and on an unsecure chat. Then we had the thing in Iran that was a great success, and it was the most amazing thing ever, only it accomplished nothing because someone named Donald Trump set out the fact that they were going to attack on social media in advance, and Iran got all of their refined uranium out of the facility, and now they're busy rebuilding it. So that was a failure. And now you want to send Marines into Mexico to try to get people to stop talking about Jeffrey Epstein. I'll tell you what, the victims of Jeffrey Epstein deserve more than that. They deserve for us to keep talking about it until such time as those files are released. Do I think we're ever going to see those files? No. I think Pam Bondi probably burned them in the waste paper can under her desk. in the Justice Department because she is just as culpable as Trump is. She was the Attorney General of Florida. She almost certainly knew it was going on. So it's either criminal because she knew and let it happen, or it's criminal because she didn't know it was going on right under her nose. Okay, let's hope we don't have to invade Mexico to try to get the press to talk about something else. Thank you, as always, for watching. Let's see what craziness happens next.